But not all stations were open to the public. In fact, there's one so top secret that no one's supposed to know it even exists. It was built for the sole use of a single passenger. And to this day, its exact location is a closely guarded secret. But there was one man who knew just where it was. I met up again with Metro North's Dan Brucker.
Good to see you again, Dan.
Yes, good to see you, especially here, right outside the Waldorf Astoria.
He was bringing me into another one of New York's hidden subterranean spaces.
In the basement of this Waldorf Astoria, it is dark, it's murky, it is dirty, and yet it served one of the most important VIP guests in the world.
Can you take me to it?
I want to show it to you right now.
All right, let's do it, Dan. Dan, this does not look like VIP. This is the anti-Waldorf, the grandest hotel in the city. And this looks like a boneyard.
This secret train station was built during the Great Depression by the New York Central Company.
There's a very good reason for it being secret, and it definitely has a very important tale to tell. Even though they spent a lot of money on carving out and creating this train station, they knew that customers were never going to get on from this train station. So why build it? It was meant and designed to serve Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt was first elected president of the United States in 1932. 11 years earlier, he was stricken with polio and his legs were paralyzed throughout his presidency. He hid his condition from the public.
It was to be kept secret that he had polio. Actually, the public had very little idea that he had polio. Very few people knew this. There was a handshake agreement with the press that he was not to be seen, photographed, shown that way.
Today, keeping such a condition secret would be nearly impossible. But in the 1930s, Roosevelt pulled it off, with the help of this station.
So this was a secret location for him to arrive in New York City, for him to leave New York City, with never being seen having to get out of an automobile by the press.
Roosevelt had a special train that would carry him into this secret station. And in order to get to the Waldorf Hotel above, he might never have had to leave his limo.
He would be sitting in his limousine on a specific train car designed to carry his limousine. A ramp would come out, we pulled right out here, and then would be driven directly into this elevator.
Now hold on right here. Are you talking an automobile going in here?
That is correct. This elevator is designed to haul 8,000 pounds for this armor-clad Pierce Arrow limousine.
The train station I was standing in was completely separate from the rest of New York's subway system, but it sat just 1,000 feet away from Grand Central Terminal. As Dan explained, a specially designed train car would begin its journey from Washington, D.C. Inside the train was a Pierce Arrow limousine carrying the crippled president. Once the train arrived at this platform, a ramp would come out, allowing the limo to drive directly into the elevator that brought Roosevelt 12 stories up into the luxurious Waldorf Astoria Hotel, his home away from home in New York. There's more. Farther down, there's an unidentified train car on a shadowy storage track. But this is no ordinary train. Dan told me this mysterious train car first arrived on this platform at the end of World War II, shortly after Franklin Roosevelt died. And for more than 60 years, this train car's origin and purpose has remained a mystery.
We know that it's a train car that was built in the 20s or the 1930s. We know it was designed to carry private automobiles. What we call the trucks or the wheel assemblies,
okay, right here,
are vastly over-engineered and overbuilt.
It's evidence that whatever this train was carrying, it was very heavy, with very precious cargo.
This is a steel plate that just from this vantage point is at least an inch thick with rivets everywhere.
Yeah, the entire body of this thing is virtually armor-clad. obviously is protecting something far more important than a Pierce arrow.
It had a steel armor-clad body and windows almost unheard of for its time.
These are many, many layers of extra thick panels of multiple layers of glass all fused together, which was the only way they could make what was essentially bulletproof glass.
Sure,
back
in the 20s and 30s, how are they going to make it? They don't have that technology.
Other special features on the car suggest that armed guards also rode inside.
On the very top of that train car, there is a belief that those areas could serve as gun ports within this train car. And perhaps one of the biggest mysteries, nowhere in our system do we have a train car with this number, and it ends with a telltale X. That X means that the train car is not owned by the railroad. More often than not, it is owned by the federal government. When you piece it all together, it makes sense to us that this car could have only served one purpose and one person, and that is Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
But it's rumored that he's not the only one to have ridden through these tunnels. Some say that even today, presidents and other political figures still occasionally use this hidden train platform. But for security reasons, that information, as well as the exact location of the platform, remains a closely guarded secret.
People will have cocktails upstairs, have no idea what an integral part of history is just below them.